9. The most common symptoms of a bad crankshaft position sensor. The purpose of the camshaft position sensor is to measure the rotations and the position of the crankshaft. And the engine module will use this information to control the ignition and fuel injection timing. The speed and position of the crankshaft are two key parameters that the car's computer uses for engine management calculations. So, you may understand how important it is for the sensor to work without any glitches. Let's learn about some crankshaft position sensor failure symptoms so that you can take action when there's a problem. Number 1. Check engine light is on. It can come on for various reasons, and sensor problems are one of the crankshaft position sensor symptoms. Sometimes, it stops working due to overheating and causes the check engine light to turn on. In that case, cooling down the engine for some time will cool off the sensor too, and turn the light off. Otherwise, you will need a mechanic to check the car's computer to determine the source of the trouble. Number 2. Excessive engine vibrations. If your engine has a faulty crankshaft position sensor, then it isn't optimizing any performance. Even worse, it might be utilizing incorrect readings to determine fuel and ignition timing. If the ECM doesn't time things correctly, you're in for a bumpy ride. Even worse, the problem is only going to get worse until you fix it, and it's only a matter of time until further damage occurs. Number 3. Slow response from the accelerator. If the sensor is facing any trouble, it won't send correct information about the position of the cylinders. It means there will be a gap between the computer receiving data and applying it. When your vehicle's speed increases, there's a need to be changed the sparks and fuel timing. If the rotations are not being measured by the sensors, it makes sense why the car doesn't accelerate smoothly. For this reason, the accelerator hesitates and does not give a real-time response. Number 4. Misfiring of the cylinder. It's a common response when your car experiences some crankshaft position sensor symptoms. A failing sensor cannot provide correct information about the piston position, causing one of the cylinders to misfire. An issue with the spark plug will also draw the same response. However, if the problem persists after handling all the other issues, the sensor is likely to be the culprit. Number 5. Erratic starting. It's one of the most serious crankshaft position sensor symptoms. The computer receives a malfunction code when the sensor is completely gone. With the engine control module not being able to read the RPM or position of the crankshafts, it won't be able to know when to command the spark or fuel for the combustion. The symptom starts with difficulty in starting and leaves the car dead one day if you don't get it fixed. The starting problem could be the result of an electrical connection or circuit problems too. Number 6. Stalling and backfiring. It's a common response when your car experiences some crankshaft position sensor symptoms. A failing sensor cannot provide correct information about the piston position, causing one of the cylinders to misfire. An issue with the spark plug will also draw the same response. Number 7. Excessive engine vibrations. If your engine has a faulty crankshaft position sensor, then it isn't optimizing any performance. Even worse, it might be utilizing incorrect readings to determine fuel and ignition timing. If the ECM doesn't time things correctly, you're in for a bumpy ride. Even worse, the problem is only going to get worse until you fix it, and it's only a matter of time until further damage occurs. Number 8. Reduced engine performance. Whether you have a check engine light or not, a faulty crankshaft position sensor will lead to reduced engine performance. Whether it's default values or the wrong values entirely, anything less than optimal timing is going to reduce your overall performance. Top speed and acceleration are the two most significant areas in which you are going to see a reduced performance. Keep in mind that an engine that isn't performing correctly is also going to have a reduction in fuel economy, but unless you're paying close attention to how many miles you get out of each tank, you might not notice. Number 9. Difficulty starting your vehicle. If your defective crankshaft position sensor is extremely out of sync, you might have trouble getting your vehicle started. Furthermore, you might have difficulty keeping it started. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please click the subscribe button.